So you all asked me today how you would want these written back if they were written as an equation and you had to translate them into words. I'm going to use probably the most complex way to rewrite these, just so that you can see where I'm getting all of these numbers. Okay, so we can start with the meaning of this. Well, I'm going to use the best language and the most common language that you would see in a textbook, so you can get accustomed to writing these as best as you can. So this part right here, I'm just going to write it above. The product of 5 and a number m. We don't know what number m is. It's our variable. Now I'm going to use the less than, because that seems to be where you're all having issues. So this is going to be the number p less than. Remember, less than means something else is coming first. Less than the product of 5 and m equals 17. And I don't think you need to write out the word F-I-V-E and the word 17. If you choose to do that, that's totally fine with me. Now, as we talked about, when we have these parentheses, we have to somehow group the x and the 5 together. We have to make sure that 3 gets to both of them because it's the distributive property. So I'm going to use the word and. So the product of 3 times 3 and, why don't we bring them together and say the quantity, because we know that's a single quantity, and the quantity, oh, and I have someone at my door, I'll be right. And through the magic of technology, I can answer my door and come back. A few little glitches, but let's look at this again. The product of 3 and the quantity of 5 less than x is 4 times y minus 10. There are a lot of different ways you can write these, but that one makes total sense to me. The product of 3 and the quantity of 5 less than x. So we know that that 3 has to get to both parts. Oh, this one looks fun. Okay, so we have a 5 that's multiplied by h squared minus 3d equals, remember this is going to mean quotient. So let's say 5. Now, at the beginning of a sentence, you always use the word. It makes absolutely no sense to have a number at the beginning of a sentence. Okay, 5 times h squared. Say less 3 times d. So do you notice the difference between less and less than? We're saying that this is going to be less 3d. And so if I were to use the less than, I would say 3d less than 5h squared. So 3 times d is, or equals, we could put equals there, the quotient of, that's the most common one you're going to see, quotient of 4 times x and 5. So for the very last part of your homework, they ask you to write your own word problem with the given information, and these are kind of fun. So there are X players on a basketball team, so 4X equals 60. And you could say something about the amount of points they scored. You can say each player scored 4 points. The total number of points scored is 60. And what we need to know is how many players were on the team. Okay? Go slow with these. Look at the examples from the notes. Those will really, really help you. I really try during class to give you the most advanced examples, so that way when you go on your homework, they're not as difficult until towards the end. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Okay, have a good night, guys.